Next, let's take a look at Zambia. The southern African country is mourning, but it is also embroiled in a political row at a time of immense grief. And at the center of this drama is a former head of state who is no more alive. I'm talking about the late Edgar Lungu. Now, the former president of Zambia passed last Thursday. He was an influential leader, had a terrific reach among the masses, even though he was barred from running in the upcoming elections. Edgar Lungu led the country from 2015 to 2021, and his death really hit the nation close to home. There's a state funeral in place, radio stations switched to gospel music in his remembrance, the flags come down. So there's genuine sadness in the air. At times like these, you'd expect a country to stand united. But instead of that, the former president's funeral plans have turned into a political tug-of-war. And who's involved in this power struggle? His family, the current state government, and Edgar Lungu's political party, which is called the Patriotic Front, or the PF. And the result of this episode? Confusion, chaos, and a country unsure of how to say goodbye to someone who led it for 7 years. So what should have been a solemn national moment is now marred by political infighting. Let me explain what's happening here. On one side is the ruling government. On the other side, Lungu's family and his party, the PF. All of them have conflicting ideas on how to honor him. First, there's a row with the state funeral. The current administration says that the venue will be a government-owned lodge in Lusaka. That's the capital of Zambia. But Lungu's party immediately pushed back. They have told mourners to gather at the party headquarters. So Zambians had to choose between two venues. Then came the body. Now, the government wanted to bring it back from South Africa last week. That's where Lungu had passed. It's believed he died of some undisclosed illness. But the family and the PF wanted to do that themselves. So the state wanted to give military honors. The family said not without them. They wanted to handle and organize the return. And then came the condolence book. Now, this is basically a place where people write honorary messages to the dead, a way for citizens to pay respect. The Zambian government set up an official one at the lodge, but the PF rejected that. Lungu's party created one of their own and said that mourners should sign their book instead. That was made at the party headquarters. So now there are two books at two different locations. It didn't just stop at that. The Zambian government declared a 7-day mourning starting last Saturday, but the PF had announced their own days earlier. So even the timeline for grieving has a point of contention. In the backdrop of all of this, there runs a deep political as well as a personal rivalry. There is a long, bitter history between Edgar Lungu and his successor, who happens to be the current president, Hakainde Hichilema. Now, when Lungu was president, he jailed Hichilema for 100 days on treason charges. Now, 4 years later, losing power to him, Lungu's family said that the current government played a role in his death. They claim that he was blocked from leaving Zambia for medical treatment, and if he'd been allowed earlier, he might have survived. The government denies that flatly. They say that he was never stopped from going abroad. Instead, they accused Lungu's party, the PF, of using his death for political gain. That was all about Zambia's current scenario. A private memorial was held in South Africa on Tuesday. The former First Lady and Lungu's daughter attended, but the body wasn't flown home, and negotiations are still ongoing. But for now, the nation waits. It is watching a power struggle unfold over a former leader's farewell. The question remains, who decides how Edgar Lungu is laid to rest?
First Post now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
$36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion kakarjo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Kali radikali.
Japanese,
4 兆ドル以上も
Portuguese,
por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select a language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. First post.